I always find Baju to be a challenge whenever we played against them, and always trying to be cautious to him and not to take too many chances. Shubman Gill, he's been stroking the ball so sweetly. He's a class player, and the other guys, Josh Wally, he's been one of those guys who fight and dig in whenever he get the opportunity, and he goes big.
The plan is if India won the World Cup, now I think West Indies has to take that cup back.
City, how excited you are, and the league has already started, and how does it feel like having a champion and a legend like Shina Chandrappa as in your wings?
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to welcome Shiv to our team and to the family. Last year, season 1 when we started and it took off so well, we had 350 million plus viewership on television or digital. I think when few coaches' names came to me, I don't get involved in the team selection. I have a professional teams which I even this time had asked Badri to suggest some team in the beginning. So then the few names came and said, Shiv, I said, is he going to play? Or and he said, no, he can play and he can coach. Okay, that's done. No question asked, and you can't have a better a coach for the team and a mentor or friend like more than any other than Shiv.
But if he mentors the team well, West Indies could also beat India. So that rivalry comes since 1983 when we first time took the world champions tag from West Indies, and then India toured West Indies. It was so difficult to be dismissed. You think he's the best guy to deal with, especially when it comes to India versus West Indies?
I think that's the plan. Because India took the World Cup. I'm an Indian, but see, that's cricket belong for me beyond India. But the plan is if India won the World Cup, now I think West Indies has to take that cup back, and the team should definitely, and with under patterns of Shiv Narayan, will be. I think I'm very sure that we have a very good lineup, and we are contender for this World WTC trophy.
Of course, and I would request you to hand over the mic to Shiv. Shiv, how does it feel like being associated with WCL and being a part of your West Indies team? Because you have played with these players, you have seen these players grow under your wings.
Well, first of all, before I get on to say anything about that, let me wish the boss happy birthday. Just want to wish him a happy birthday. Today is his birthday also. Look, it's really been a pleasure and a joy to be around the fellas who you played with so many years. These are the guys I've been in the dressing room with for so long, and I'm happy to be a part of it again and be with them. I know the fellas, and it's easy to work with them. Once you've been dealing with them for so long, all these years. I've seen them when they came into West Indies team because I was there before them, and then I left, and some of them were still playing. And yeah, but it's a joy to be in the dressing room with them again. And I know these guys know what to do out there, but we discuss what we need to be discussed, and then I let them go and play the cricket out there. And I know there is enough experience from the guys. Is Chris out there, Bravo, Polly, Dwayne Smith, Lendl Simmons, and we have a lot of guys who played a lot of cricket who's out there. I mean, Fidel Edwards, Ben. I could keep calling all the names, but the guys know who they are, and they played enough cricket, and they have enough experience to go out and get the job done.
And especially talking about getting experience, getting the job done. Harbhajan Singh, someone who's got over 700, almost 700 test wickets, but even he struggled to get you out. So you would tell the boys the best way to deal someone like a legend like Harbhajan Singh?
I always find Baju to be a challenge whenever we played against them, and always trying to be cautious to him and not to take too many chances. Look, he rubbed my edge a few times. I got dropped a few times, and I'm thankful that I was able to survive and bat. But you're playing against an opposition, whoever it is, whatever you're doing, as a batter, you try to make runs. That's your job. Your job is to make runs. And this is franchise cricket we're playing here now, and we are, trying to make the owner proud, making sure that we can win a few matches and hopefully get into the playoffs and see what happens from there.
Just one last question. Just you spoke about the legends of the Indian team which you'll be competing against. There is one more Indian team playing here in England. Have you been following them? How do you see the Indian youngsters? They are filling the void of Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, the youngsters like Shubman Gill, Yashasvi Jaiswal, if you have seen them.
Yeah, definitely. I've been watching them for a while now. Those guys been playing very well. Shubman Gill, he been stroking the ball so sweetly. He's a class player. And the other guys, Josh Wally, he's been one of those guys who fight and dig in whenever he get the opportunity, and he goes big. You need to see these qualities from players now, and I mean they learn a lot from Rahul. I mean I think they work a lot with Rahul, and I mean people like them around, it makes a difference,
And of course, you expect a turnaround in this series. India is 1-2 down.
Well, I mean, look, when you have good teams and you play against good opposition, this is things that happen. Your team gonna win, opposition's gonna win, and you would have to fight your way back and make sure that you can level off and then fight hard to win the tournament. So when you have good teams on both sides, this is things that's gonna happen.
So since you're the owner of this West Indies champions team, and this team is truly a champion because this is the first team which went on to win the ODI World Cup twice, then the T20 World Cup twice, and this team has got champions that have lifted the T20 World Cup. So, could you have asked for more? You have Gayle, you have Bravo, you have all the galaxy of stars, and with a coach like Chandrappa, could you have asked for more?
I think it's a very balanced team, because people are greedy, there's never enough in life. But I think even look at the Indian team, when they brought for India team after so many years, they win the World Cup, T20 World Cup. So I think having a good team, a winning team is very important. But I think I'm very happy with the current squad here. And every year we'll get new faces. So I don't think so I'm missing anything. I just said if I put Carlos in the team also would have been amazing, but we can try and include next year.
Of course, and I would request you to hand over the mic to him. And one thing I would like to ask, which is not about WCL but about West Indies cricket. I mean, recently they were 26-7 all out against the mighty Aussies. How do you see that? I mean, heartbreak, because you have batted for hours and hours, and then you see this collapse.
Yeah, definitely heartbroken to West Indian supporters, West Indian fans, and someone who had played for West Indies for so long. And giving your heart to West Indies team, especially times and problems, you go out there and you fight your best to make sure your team gets in good position to win matches. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. But when I saw the total overnight, and I thinking, 200 runs, I think next year we should be able to get 200 runs. Then when I came home next thing I put on the television, I saw 5 for 2, so I wasn't too sure if it's 2 wickets down or whatever, 5 wickets. And then when I checked the score on ESPN, because the score didn't come up, but I mean I seen the score, but I wasn't too sure if it was wickets or runs. When I checked it, I saw 5 wickets were down, and I was like, what the hell is going on here, And then eventually we all out for 27. Yes, it's embarrassing to us. You're expecting your team to do better, even though Australia have a very good bowling attack. But you're still, expecting 200 runs for your team to make it. So, look, we still have good players, and the guys can still do better. But hopefully we can get it right soon,